The Extension Division, for when it's just not long enough. Simmel-merservey, we'll bore the socks off you. Am I really obligated to watch the obligation short? Production associate. Yeah, he produces, but we're not really friends, you know?
Introducing Mr. Thaddeus K. Smith, a man with a problem.
That his name is Thaddeus?
He's always losing something, or so he says.
Like his hair.
Somebody is always putting things where he can't find them. Why, right this morning, he put an important contract on his desk, along with his hat, his wife's unpaid bills, some new shoelaces, and the morning paper.
And a vial of
Why
nitric
isn't that
acid.
contract there, he wants to know. Or maybe it is. Look again.
No, my black and white porn! Did you want something, sir? There's no dialogue.
Lady, where is that contract? On the desk? Impossible. See, it's not there. Maybe you filed it in the wastebasket.
Or maybe you mistook it for a
This is
sandwich.
outrageous. If that contract isn't in the mail before o'clock, this concern will lose the biggest order it ever had.
Oh, hold on. I gotta read this Garfield.
Well, that's better. Must have gotten mixed up.
I'll fire your pert little ass another
Yes,
time.
something certainly is mixed up. And it's Thaddeus Smith. If you don't believe it, look at this homey little place.
Frat party?
You don't need 3 guesses to tell you that this is where the family of Thaddeus K. Smith lives.
Uh-oh, I think the short's turning French on me. Oh boy, what a night.
Between the couple. The weather forecast for Los Angeles and vicinity, scattered high cloudiness today, tonight, and
Oh, I miss Al Sleet.
morning fog near the coast. Slightly warmer today with a high.
There, now the wall won't fall over.
And that is the news till now. I'll return at 6 o'clock this evening.
You can't turn me off, Margaret. I'll be back for you at 6. Fido, tell your hookers to clean up once in a while.
You'd better hurry up, Marjorie. You'll be late for school.
All right, Mother, in a minute.
I'm late for my mischief with Mrs. Odette's. My breasts are so square right now.
Mary! Mary!
Quite contrary.
Where on earth is my gray suit?
All your suits are gray, honey.
Isn't it at the cleaners? I thought you took it there yourself.
Certainly I took it there myself, but that was last week. You mean to tell me no one's gone to get it for me?
What do I pay you for?
Oh, well, I'll wear my brown one.
Mother, have you seen my sweater?
It's right there on that chair.
Where?
Well, right here.
Will you hand it to me?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, take it.
And put some pants on.
Hey, Mom, I can't find my hair oil. Have you seen it?
What did you say?
Hair oil. I can't find it.
I parked the tanker last night. It's gone.
Yesterday. Isn't it there now?
No, and I wish people had stopped.
Mistaking me for Matt Smith.
Oh, never mind. I found it.
Oh, I'll kill him later. I give up. I'm going to become a stripper.
Isn't breakfast ready yet?
In a minute, dear.
No.
Don't pit out your dark gray suit.
Can anybody remember to feed the dog?
Dear God, he'll eat
No
us
wonder
soon.
Mr. Smith is in a turmoil most of the time. Now we're going to look in on their neighbors.
For some reason.
You see, this is a real home, belonging to the entire family, where every member has a pride of ownership.
Until the housing market
Good
crashed.
My, but this is a welcome relief. This young lady is getting ready for school, too, but she has her day well planned.
A full day of
She
spanking
arises
awaits.
in time to straighten up her room, hang up her clothes,
Feed the hostages.
and be at breakfast on schedule. Taking care of her room is one of her obligations in this household.
She walks it and feeds it and changes its newspapers.
Junior has already completed his household chores for the morning, so he can spend some time on his hobby.
He's trimming its mustache.
Notice how his equipment is carefully kept. He won't be searching for a lost spool or hook. There are strict orders in this house for no one to touch this desk, and those orders are respected by all.
Or else he'll release his collection of locusts on the entire neighborhood.
Yes, this looks like a
Good
pretty
morning,
good way to
dickweed.
start
Morning,
things
stone
out
cold
in the morning.
bitch.
No rush, no fussing. Every member of the family has fulfilled his or her obligations, and each one will go out to the day's work better able to cope with its problems.
Well, kids, I'm having an extramarital affair with my bus driver later. That's awesome, Dad. Can I watch? Only if you practice your clarinet, son.
This is a good time to remind you that you owe another obligation, to your health. A good breakfast is the proper foundation for the activities of a busy day.
Some more caffeine and butter. Breakfast totally sucks, Mom. I'm gonna go barf on your bed. Chug it, chug it, chug it.
And there's no worry about lunch either. Sis takes care of that department, making the lunches the night before. It gives her a chance to practice some of the ideas she gets in her homemaking classes.
Like how to fricassee a dead raccoon.
Yes, they're on their way. With a good breakfast, and what's more important, a good disposition.
Try to come home late. We'll be boinking again. Okay, Dad? Great kids. Wish they were mine. Oh, stop it, Edgar. Well, it's 4:08 somewhere.
We have seen this family start the day. Now let's see what happens after school.
Junior prepares blueprints for his sex castle.
Only 4 o'clock, and he's doing tonight's homework.
What a nerd. A young Jack Klugman ponders trigonometry.
What's wrong with these two anyway? Do they have to study all afternoon and evening?
Do they like getting pantsed?
No, they just want to hear a special broadcast tonight. So they're hard at work, each in his or her room. No outside interference and no radio now.
No food or water until
This boy
completion.
and girl both consider their schoolwork one of their most important obligations to themselves and their family.
Their parents validate themselves through their accomplishments. Dear Diary, I tested negative. I can cut Chad loose.
Now that their homework is finished and the dinner dishes put away, this boy and girl have ample time to enjoy their favorite programs.
Generic Jazz FM.
Let me repeat, they are enjoying the program.
Believe it or not.
Mother and father are enjoying a bridge game with some friends. One of the principal rules in this house is that a radio or phonograph is heard only in the room in which it is played, so that only those who wish to listen may do so.
We don't want the devil's music to infect us. Quick, turn it off before we hear actual people talking.
Well, it looks like that's all for tonight.
How about some white rice for dessert?
Forget something?
And the facade of household happiness collapses like a house of cards.
But it's not all for Sis. She's appointed herself chairman of the refreshment committee.
Her parents pretend she's a maid when their friends are around.
This is Mother's and Father's night, and daughter wants to help them enjoy it.
For a price.
Also, daughter feels it is one of her obligations to be gracious to her parents' friends.
Until Dad finally catches up on the payments. Okay, ease up, Dad. Remember what the judge said. Don't call the cops, Mom. He didn't touch me down there. Good Lord, I hate them.
She's glad to help Mother entertain, because Mother never fails to help her play hostess to her friends.
Twinkies and ding-dongs for everyone. Okay, which one did Dad want me to put the rat poison in? No, don't cut away the other cups!
This is another of Brother's obligations and pleasures. He takes pride in keeping the car clean and shining, and in return, he gets to use it for certain occasions.
Like stealing virginities.
This is a family car in every sense of the word. So the men of the family do their best to keep it looking like new.
Damn cocaine.
And the women of the family don't shirk their cleaning tasks either.
What do you want me to do with Dad's porn? Oh, just stick it in the nightstand for now. Good girl, remove all the fingerprints. No one can know we were here.
Yes, this is a busy day for all concerned.
Brother buries the victims.
Brother shows his ability as a gardener.
Damn, the head's still
Here's
showing.
another gardener. This particular patch belongs to Sis and to nobody else.
This
She
means
prides
you.
herself on her green thumb, which in garden talk means she's a success at growing things.
Especially when she wears that short skirt at school and undoes the top buttons of her blouse. Taking care
It
of
looks like
business,
everything is
working
ready for the
overtime.
weekend.
Come on now.
Since these young people have shared in the work and responsibilities of the house, they can also share in the pleasures
Huzzah! Oh,
of
there's no
entertaining
doubt.
their friends.
Remove all the stains.
Say, that's a shame. And she's late for a tennis date, too.
Can't paddle your manslave with a broken racket.
How about it, brother? Will you lend her your racket?
Sorry, my sister, you got to get your own.
Brother to have. Sharing
No, I need a
personal
tennis racket, not your
family
damn
is a
lab
common
experiment.
practice, because every member feels an obligation as a borrower to the lender.
Come on, let's go lob off some people's heads along the way.
Yes, Sis takes care of things loaned to her. She knows that brother would have to pay for a restringing job out of his allowance. And she's going to save him every dime she can.
Because it's hard to replace a dopey-looking racket like this.
And speaking of money, this family has worked out a
Come on,
program
Pops,
that
cough
should
it
please
up.
any boy and girl, and at the same time make better citizens out of them.
Well, you did poison the neighbors
The
for
share
me.
of
Here you
family
go.
money given to each one for personal use is divided into 3 parts. Some to save for saving's sake, and there is a steady record of deposits.
Or else Dad breaks your kneecaps.
Some to save for something they want. A new sweater for her wardrobe, perhaps.
Look at that hideous toy rabbit. I must have it. The fish DMV?
For brother, a new trout rod.
Because Dungeons and Dragons apparently hasn't been invented yet.
Then there is some left to spend for amusement. The usual sodas and cokes and picture shows.
2 for the tickle
It's
tournament.
up to brother and sister to decide how much they will allocate for each purpose. They manage their own funds, and in doing so, learn the value of money.
Isn't it time they started seeing people outside the family? The tickle tournament's on the left. Go lube up. Want to have sex? No? Good.
In this family, the members have learned to live with each other
In spite of
by
no dialogue.
understanding their obligations and fulfilling them. They cooperate by making each other's chores as light as possible. They are able to enjoy life more because they have more time for enjoyment, and the feeling that tasks
This gray sweater
assigned
goes
to
perfectly
them
with your gray
have been
eyes.
accomplished. They are alert to the problems which confront all of us, and they will be prepared to cope with each problem as it arises.
Like bail money.
They have a sense of security because they understand the value of money and other material things assigned to their care.
Check it out, Dad. Perfect for the panty raid tonight. Good work,
This
son.
boy and girl are going to be well equipped when the time comes to take their places as worthy members of adult society.
As foot soldiers during the impending zombie apocalypse.
How
Now
about
back to
going
the
back
real
over
world.
what we've seen? Our goal is, obviously, to avoid becoming another case like Mr. Smith, a man whose present sad condition could have been avoided if he had learned when young how to organize his life, how to handle his obligations.
So we blame his parents? No, that's just me in a steam room with Bob Dole. Keep searching.
A family in a state of perpetual chaos is really just a family which isn't living up to its own responsibilities.
So, a normal family. Damn, no dialogue. The one thing we had over our perfect neighbors. Must be perfect.
What
Must
you
be perfect.
can do
Must be
to
perfect. Must be
avoid
perfect. Must
turning
be
out
perfect.
to
Must
be
be
like
perfect.
the Smiths is not so hard. Learn to take care of your own possessions. Keep your own room neat, clean, habitable. It's an obligation you owe your family and yourself.
Complete OCD is critical.
Learn to get up in the morning early enough to have a pleasant, satisfactory meal before the day begins. So you'll start off in good health and good spirits.
And good grammar.
And while we're at it, we may as well remind you that you'll live most of your life to some sort of a schedule. If you learn to keep that schedule so that it doesn't get ahead of you, you won't mind living by the clock.
Even though living by the bus stop makes more geographical sense. Oh God, do I have to do the same jokes over again for this scene? How to build a man trap.
One of your chief obligations is to pay close attention to your studies during school years. Presumably your parents send you to school to get everything possible out of the experience, not merely to comply with the law.
Or so they can have
It's
fun
your
with whipped cream
obligation
and
to make
saran
the
wrap.
most of school now. It will reward you well when you're earning your own living.
Using your bachelor's degree to bag groceries.
The problem of allocating radio and television time can get to be a sore point with any family. To avoid trouble, do your chores and homework first. Then take time off for your favorite programs. And when you're listening, remember, keep it to yourself. Don't let it bother others.
Unless it's heavy metal, in which case, crank that sick mother. Ha! A straight flush! I get your firstborn
When
child.
Mother and Dad entertain, remember that you share the role of host. It's your home, too. And they want you to be part of the pride they feel in it.
Your accomplishments validate them.
Meet their guests graciously.
Pretend you like having other people invade your personal bubble. No, don't get up, Mother. I'll get it. I can't believe we're doing this scene over again.
Speaking of pride in your home, don't wait to be reminded that the yard needs cleaning up. After all, if you're going to entertain, you'll want your home to look its best.
God, these
Your
people are
friends
just
won't
going through the
mind if your
cycle
home is
over and
modest,
over,
but they
forced to
will
be
if
this
it's
perfect
unkempt.
family for all
That's
eternity.
something you can change. Anytime you must in
What
emergency
sick, perverted
borrow the
monster would
possessions
force
of some
innocent
other
people to
member of
be
the family,
unrealistically
make
perfect
sure
all
you
the
take good
time?
care of
No
them
personalities,
and
no
return
flaws,
them
no
on time.
defects, just horrible,
It's an
unadulterated
obligation for all
pleasantness.
owners, don't you think?
Oh wait, this is new. She didn't stare blankly at clothes last time.
One of your principal obligations is to systematize your saving so that when you see something you really need or very much want, you won't
No,
have to
brother's
beg
still
Dad
trapped. Good
for it
God,
or
man, get
borrow
out.
on
Run!
next week's allowance.
No, break the cycle. Be free, man! Oh, and like a fool he goes in. And thus the perfect
Learning to
family
take
is
care
doomed
of
to
family
perfection for
obligations
all
in
eternity.
early years
Never
is
will they
easy.
know the
After all,
satisfaction
it's
of
only
a
a matter
self-righteous
of getting into a
declaration,
pattern
of
of
shirking
living
responsibility, or
Once
meeting
they
people
become
outside
habits,
of the
you need to
house.
worry about them. Take care of your obligations now, and when you meet the responsibilities of adult life, you'll find that they will take care of you.
Sounds like a threat. Simmel-merservey, you sick bastards.